So can you start by telling us your first name and what your role is in your company?
My name is Jenn. I am a national digital marketing and social strategist for Hunt military communities across America.
Awesome. Okay. And do you know roughly how long you've been using eClincher?
Yes, we have been using eClincher since around February
Perfect.
of 2019.
Okay. So how have you incorporated this into your digital marketing strategy and your daily social media use?
Well, we have a very lean team, and it is very difficult to scope the size, just the sheer size of our company. We have 49 properties. We have properties across 49 different bases across the United States of America. So with that being said, social media plays a huge role in our business. It's absolutely essential. And so we are on multiple social media platforms with a very lean team. So it was very challenging to implement new things, new exciting things, all of the different tools that they have out there today in 2019. It was very difficult and challenging to actually be successful at managing those different platforms, albeit Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I mean, it just, the full gamut. So a tool like eClincher or a platform of that nature to be able to seamlessly manage social media, across all the different time zones, employees are in different time zones. That is very difficult if, we're only on one side of the fence. So it was absolutely essential to bring in a social media platform.
Yeah, that's great. And you make such an important point when we're talking about small teams, small businesses. Sometimes it's just the owner operator. They really need a tool that can kind of streamline the whole process for them.
And for me, I need to be nimble. I'm the overseer of all of these different sites. And so being able to engage with a team in Hawaii over reputation management per se is so important with the 6-hour time difference. So now we can have a workflow other than just email. We're just waiting and waiting. So it allows us to be a lot more responsive.
That's great. Yeah, especially working across time zones is so difficult. And that's awesome that you're able to use eClincher to kind of, bring your team a little closer together, even though there's a gap in the time. So we don't have to name any names, of course, but prior to eClincher, were there any other social media management tools you had tried?
I have, yes. My team, working with the military, they haven't had the huge necessity in their eyes to utilize such, technologies as that exist today. But in my previous, backgrounds and walks of life, I've managed with multiple different social media platforms, and I wasn't even thinking about eClincher initially. It wasn't even an option. So I would, you tend to go for the really big guys initially, and you guys came through at the very, I literally pitched 20 different social media management platforms. So for these one-stop shop, social media management companies, and eClincher was not in the running, not even in the slightest. So you came through there at the end. It was so surprising to me, all of the different features you offered. I think what stands out to me most is the fact that I had access to not only, the CEO, but I had access to your team to make suggestions and, hey, you know what, this isn't working for us, or hey, would be a great addition to, the platform if we were able to do this. And they're very responsive, and they actually listen to their clients. I find that to be pretty exciting. As a lot of the big guys, there's a lot more red tape.
Yes, exactly. We really, we rely on feedback from you, because this platform, it's to make your job, your life easier. So we love getting feedback like that. And, we really do consider it and implement it if we can. You're right. That isn't something you get with a lot of other tools. Sometimes communicating with customer service with just a simple question can take several days. And I mean, you could probably vouch for this, like you don't have that kind of time to wait.
No, I don't. And I really do not. And that just goes across everything that I'm responsible for. Now I'm able to bring all of these new technologies. Yes, eClincher being, at the helm of that. But also I think what's important is the begin with the end in mind mentality that I feel like eClincher exhibits and exudes. So, partnering with services like Canva and being able to use Giphy and, being able to utilize some of the video technologies that I'm implementing, so easy. It just makes life so much more simple. I'm literally doing a lot of digital design across 49 properties, and I need to be quick. I need to be nimble. I need to get things out, and it needs to be 2019, not 1987. So, it's really exciting for me to be able to be a rock star at this job, and bring all these new services to a company that was not aware of them before.
That's wonderful. And I love hearing when people talk about using the Canva integration, because it sounds so small saying that, you didn't have to go log into Canva to make your images, but really those few extra minutes that you spend using another resource, that stuff adds up. So when you can do all of it within one platform, it's so much more seamless.
And I've got 5 screens, so I'm constantly going off of different, I'm on 5 different services probably at the same time all the time. So it's a beautiful thing.
5 screens. Wow, you're not messing around.
No, I literally have 49 bases to run. It's really challenging. So
you're a rock star.
Only on Tuesdays.
That's awesome. So the last question I had was about our analytics specifically. As you probably know, analytics, it's where a lot of businesses kind of fall short, because they only see what the end user sees. They see the Facebook post, the Instagram picture, but really the analytics is how you can measure whether or not what you're doing is even working. So can you share with us, how you use our analytics, how they've helped you?
Yes. So I think the analytics helps us to realize what time of day we need to be posting, what content gets the most interaction and engagement. I think that's extremely important. Analytics has definitely helped us to be able to understand what's happening inside the back end of social media. We are doing it at a sheer maximum level, but as a macro, looking at it from a macro perspective and being able to dial it down and take a deeper dive into the data, that's really going to tell us what we need to know. And what really sparks that engagement, things like Facebook, platforms like Facebook are going to get an interaction. And so based off what we're asking for, it's going to give us that data. The ads are huge for us. So, we're a lot of who our demographic is that 18 to 34 female. And now we're able to get that data back. Whereas before we were relying solely on Google Analytics. Now we can integrate our Google Analytics into the platform, and it's a one-stop shop. Talk about a productivity saver. It's everything for us. It's everything for me, and it helps me, on many levels.
That's wonderful. I wanted to bring up Google Analytics, obviously a hugely powerful tool and so much valuable information. The tricky part about it is that it's not the type of tool that any random person could log into and make sense of. There's a learning curve. And when I was speaking to someone else, he was saying that it's one of the things he likes about eClincher, that it's a little more manageable, even if you're not an expert yet.
Right.
Have you found that, like, between the integration with Google Analytics, but also the insights that eClincher provides, is this information that you think you could share with your team and people could
Yeah. I absolutely think it's information I can share with my team, but we live in a society where we have the attention span of a goldfish. So it gets even worse the higher up the food chain that you go. They do not have time to waste. And while we are marketing nerds and we are data nerds and we love the data, we dig into it and it's exciting to us, they don't care as much about that. So we need to really be able to see it, a snapshot view, take a deeper dive behind the scenes. But when you're presenting to the upper echelon of your companies, this is important. You need to be able to just see it and not have to log into 50,000 different things to get the information that you need. You need to have it quick, on the dial, ready to go, packaged in a way that is easy to digest and be able to, exemplify what the message is you're trying to get across. So for us, it is wonderful. I just feel like the best way to describe eClincher is it's just a one-stop shop social media management tool, and it kills a lot of the other services out there, and the price point is even better. It's amazing and affordable, but at the same time, it gets the job done and offers new features every single day, I feel like.
That's great. We really appreciate that. And, kind of staying, a few steps ahead of everyone else is really important to us because, as you know, social media changes constantly. And not just how we use the platforms themselves, but their algorithms and how they're measuring engagement. And we always have to be on our toes because what worked a month ago isn't going to work today.
That's correct. And I feel like content marketing in and of itself changes daily, and we have to be able to adapt faster than we ever have. I mean, the technology today will not be the same as it was a month ago. There's going to be some new flashy thing that's going to come in and try to trump the previous. So it's a constant keep up with the Joneses environment in marketing and content marketing or digital marketing, whatever you want to say. Mm-hmm. It's very challenging to be successful, but it's possible with eClincher.